It's another beautiful day here in Spartanburg, and welcome to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble. Our show, as always, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg and Yokohama. Well, Coach, I've always said that head coaches aren't just football coaches. You have to be a motivator. You have to be a psychiatrist sometimes, and I know right now at 0-6, the record not what anybody wants, but you always say the beautiful thing about college sports is you get to go out there the next weekend and put it on the line again and try to rectify that. How are things after a hard-fought but tough loss to a very talented Sanford team last Saturday?
You know, we're all hopeful. I mean, we know that we have a good football team, and we know we're in the process of developing the program. So, you know, we just it's our season has been about us and, constant improvement. So we've got to keep working to improve.
Well, we'll take a look at the game that happened on this field, Gibbs Stadium behind us on Saturday. We will also look ahead to a couple of road games coming up for the Terriers. All that is coming up next here on Inside Wofford Football.
You can always count on the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light, just like you can always count on Always Game Gary. No bar is too far. No wing sauce is too hot. Not for Gary. Gary is the man. He's nothing like Keith. Keith never wants to do anything. Why are we even talking about Keith? Always Game Gary is famous among friends. He deserves a Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back. The Sanford Bulldogs rolled into Spartanburg last Saturday, sporting maybe the best quarterback-running back combo in the whole Southern Conference, Michael Hires and Jay Stanton. And Coach, you knew what they were going to try to do, spread you out, go really quick tempo, keep you from substituting on defense. What was the challenge, the biggest challenge that your defense faced?
It was that, just matching tempo. What you've got to do, obviously, is first get the call, second get lined up, and then thirdly execute the defense. So, it's, we knew what the challenge was, and we felt like we didn't, do a good job at doing that the first half. Second half, the defense got it fixed and did a nice job of, putting the brakes on them.
They do that with seniors at key positions. They have a lot of grad transfers, and Sanford's kind of a weird team because it took them a few games to gel with all the newcomers. But experience, is there any real substitute for that? We're a very young team at several key positions. Some of the teams we faced in the last couple of weeks are very old teams.
Yeah, that's the landscape right now of college athletics. I don't care which sport you get into. You're dealing with the transfer portal. You're dealing with grad transfers, and it's. The old days of developing a program with high school kids is kind of gone by the wayside, unfortunately, for the business. Our model is that, and that's what we're going to do here. And we're going to find our way to and through that with tough, smart, dependable guys.
This one was pretty close early on in the first half. It was a one-score game entering the second quarter, 10-3 Sanford. And offensively, you got a boost from J.T. Smith, who of course missed a couple of games with an ankle injury. Did you know that J.T. was going to be able to give you the lift that he did?
Well, we knew he was mended on his way back, and he's done an excellent job. Sonoris Perry, being a former NFL guy, knows how to help the guys find their way back, in terms of how to rep them, how to get them ready for game time. And it was we really didn't know even as late as Wednesday how much he would be able to handle. But he came out and had a good Thursday practice. Was able to go Friday because we do a little, walkthrough on Friday, and looked really good. So, and we were encouraged that he'd get time, and he did a great job with his time on the field.
Absolutely. So this one in the second quarter, as I said, was a one-score game, and then there was kind of a key sequence where we had some drops offensively. Paulie Seeley was putting the ball in the money for whatever reason. We just had some mental lapses. they pounce and they get in their rhythm offensively, and bang, they score a couple of late touchdowns, and it's 24-3. As you're going into the locker room after kind of being blitzed like that, what was your message to the team?
We just, we felt like obviously the first thing, starting on the defense side of the ball, the defensive coaches knew our fix was to get in tempo with them. That was it was simple. And then I think a big part of that too was getting Jalen back out there. That was huge. And then because Jalen settles us down, was able to get everybody lined up and played really well. Then offensively we had we were shooting ourselves in the foot with drop passes, and we have to just finish plays.
All right, when we come back, we'll pick things up in the second half. You're watching Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Budweiser of Spartanburg and Yokohama.
Think big. Something life-changing. I'm talking education. Let's get inventive. Blow things up in a good way. Do it for 20 years? Wake up and education has received billions in funding. Who does all this? If you've ever played one of these or these, that would be you. Yeah, thank you.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble. So Sanford got their offense going. They played better on defensively than I thought they had played most of the year. Their secondary actually in run support was really good. And it's kind of getting blown out there in the second half. But I saw some bright spots. Again, we've talked about J.T. Smith. We talked about the quarterback play, Paulie Siri. Our inside linebackers, David Powers, Eli Purcell. Powers has 18 tackles. Those guys are warriors, and they never ever give up, no matter what the scoreboard says.
No, they're what you want, in your program. They're guys who come to work every day. So, they're what you see on Saturday, they do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're mature players who understand and get it.
Wofford gets a late touchdown at the end for the 31-10 final. Some things to clean up, obviously. Penalties were better. The team was much more disciplined. Third down conversion, still a problem. Wofford was 1 for 14 on the day. When it comes to third down, is it more the third and distance situations you're finding yourselves in, or is it more the execution of the actual play?
It's really comes down to the execution of the play and what put us in that situation. I'll go back to, we got to do a better job catching the ball. Period. And, we're not in those situations. And then when we get in them, we just got to finish them by, making the right decision and catching the ball, which I thought Paulie did a good job of. Just got to finish plays.
He seems to be getting more and more comfortable. Paulie Sealy, freshman quarterback. Other people around the league have commented to us about how poised he looks in there. Talk about his progression, maybe more mentally than physically at this point.
Yeah, he's, Paulie's, I've mentioned it before and said it before. He comes from a quarterback pedigree, and he gets the quarterback position, and he's very calm. He's a great student. He likes to be coached, and he's not afraid to pull the trigger. So he's a joy to coach. He's fun to go to work every day with.
Of course, we're hoping to get Bryce Corriston back as well as he continues to rehab from his injury. So Wofford in pretty good shape at quarterback at the moment. When we come back, we'll look ahead to a couple of road games, beginning with a trip over the mountain to East Tennessee State. That's coming up next.
Nothing beats the power of Ford Truck Month, because only one truck can be the best-selling in America for 46 straight years. Ford F-Series. Only one has best-in-class payload, best-in-class horsepower. And when you combine this legendary power with the latest technology, you get the only truck built Ford tough. It's Truck Month. Hurry in today for great selection in stock and ready for delivery. Now get 3.9% financing for 60 months plus up to $2,500 cash back on select F-150 trucks.
Coming up next for the Wofford Terriers, a visit to East Tennessee State University. Kickoff 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Johnson City. And Coach, last year the Terriers handled the Bucks pretty well. That may have been Wofford's best all-around game of the season. Cast of characters tends to change from year to year in college football, and this is a whole new ball game, I guess.
It is. We had last year, Jimmy had just really started hitting his stride, and we had Landon Parker in there who, delivered big plays in this game. Obviously, him and Jimmy made the one that counted too. So, they're a well-coached football team. They've made some, a little different on offense. They've changed themselves a little bit there defensively. Like all of us, we all grow and change based off our people, so a little different, but yet a lot of similarities. And it'll be a well matched up game because we always respect our opponent, and they're going to be well coached and they're going to come ready to play.
ETSU has had some injuries at the quarterback position. When you prepare for a team, generally speaking, are you preparing for specific personnel, or are you preparing for a scheme that you expect to see, no matter who's in there taking the snaps?
It depends on always depends on the quarterback. If you got a running quarterback, you got to prepare for the running quarterback. But if it's a guy who's more of an RPO, more of a passer, then you'll probably see, the next guy will probably be able to do that. That's where I'm headed. The running quarterback's a guy that you usually see a different game plan for.
Well, the work continues. We always appreciate your time. Best of luck, and we'll see you Saturday up there.
See you there.
All right, and thanks to all of you for joining us. For head coach Sean Watson, I'm Jim Noble. As always, thanks for watching Inside Wofford Football.